Next up, we want to solve quadratic equations using the diamond method. What is that? I'll show you. So remember, our goal is to solve quadratic equations, which are equations of the form ax squared plus bx plus c is 0. An example of one of these would be the following: 6x squared minus 11x minus 10 equals 0. The first step in applying the diamond method is to identify a, b, and c. So here, a is 6. It's not 6x squared, it's just 6, so only take the coefficient. Similarly, b is negative 11, not negative 11x, just negative 11. And c is negative 10. Okay. Next step in the diamond method is we draw an x. Now you might have thought we'd draw a diamond, and if you want, you can, add some more lines and make this look more like a diamond, but really, we just need to draw an x. So I would prefer calling this the x method. X is for extreme. It's also the name of the variable that we're usually solving for, but it's called the diamond method. And we put in the x, as in the top part, we put a times c. And in the bottom part, we put b. For example, here, a times c is 6 times negative 10 is negative 60. And b is just negative 11. That's step 2. Step 3, we want to fill in the other parts of this so-called diamond, or x. And we fill in these parts with two numbers that will multiply to the top part, negative 60, and add up to negative 11. Okay, so how can we do that? Well, let's think of factors of negative 60. Oh, we do 1 times negative 60. Well, those don't add up to 11. 2 times negative 30. Those don't add up to negative 11. 3 times negative 20. And those don't add up to negative 11. 4 times negative 15. Oh. So 4 and negative 15 multiply to negative 60 and add up to negative 11. So that's what we put in these two places. That's step 3. Okay. So step 4, we replace this middle term of the quadratic. Let me rewrite it. So we replace this middle term, we split it apart in the sum of two things given by this middle part of the diamond. So in this case, we split this into 4x minus 15x, right? 4x minus 15x is the same as negative 11x. And we rewrite it. Okay, now we look at the first two terms and the last two terms separately. We try to factor out as much as we can. So this is step, 4 or 5? I don't know, I don't remember. But anyway, we try to factor out as much as we can. So what do 6x squared and 4x have in common? Well, 2 goes into both of them and x goes into both of them. So we'll factor out a 2x. So when I do that, what's left in 6x squared? Well, if I factor out a 2x, then 3x is left. And what's left in 4x? If I factor out 2x, just a plus 2 is left. Right? So this factors as this. Meaning if I were to distribute this back, I would get what I started with. Got it? Now let's do the same thing with these next two terms. So if I factor out as much as I can, I see that both these terms have a -5 that goes into them. Take -5. And if I factor that out of -15x, I'm left with +3x. If I factor it out of -10, I'm left with +2. Right? In other words, if I were to distribute this -5 back over these two, I would get this, what I started with. So the original equation is equivalent to 2x times the quantity 3x plus 2 minus 5 times the quantity 3x plus 2 equals 0. Let me rewrite this. Okay, I rewrote this up here. And now, if you think of this a little abstractly, we have two big terms here that both include a factor of 3x plus 2. So we can factor 3x plus 2 out of both of those and move it in front. So we'll have 3x plus 2, and then what's left is that 2x minus 5. Okay? So this is the beauty of the diamond method. It gives us this factorization in two binomials without doing all that guessing and checking that we had to do in the unfoiling method. I mean, we would get the same answer, but this is a little bit of a shortcut. So at this point, we can solve just like we usually do. We set 3x plus 2 equals 0, and 2x minus 5 equals 0. We take the 2 to this side and flip the sign. 3x equals -2. And divide both sides by 3. X equals -2/3. We take the -5 to this side and flip the sign. 2x equals +5. And divide both sides by 2. X equals +5/2. So these are the two solutions to the original quadratic equation, 6x squared minus 11x minus 10 equals 0. As always, you could plug these in, maybe using a calculator, to check your answer.